why do we allow, or why do we still allow hate groups to be here in America? Why do we still let it exist? Now, for those of you, hey, what's up, there, what's going on? So, for those of you who are on the Instagram and everything, and who can't see it, I can't get it on the TV, but there's a couple of things I want y'all to know. So on April 11th, there's going to be this Black Lives. I'm sorry, ain't no Black Lives. It's White Lives Matter rally across the U.S. Right? White Lives Matter. Let that sink in there for a minute. I want y'all to think about that for a minute. If you go to the just type in White Lives Matter. There's going to be a rally in Ohio, the state of Ohio. There's going to be one in Southern California. And I mean, it's all over. So I just wanted to say this as I was planning this particular topic out tonight. Whether it's the government, whether it's NASA, whether it's the DOD, Department of Defense, police officers, anywhere, even your neighbors, you're going to find a racist. You are. If you leave America and you go around the world, you're going to find people that don't like your color. Now, I want you to put that in perspective. I'm not just talking about white and black. I'm talking about if you're Native American, if you're Asian, if you're Latino, it doesn't matter who you are, what it is. If you're not in the Caucasian race, right, there's out of 10 people, there may be 2 people in there or 3 people in there that's not going to like you. Okay? Keep that in mind. Now let's focus back to America right now. Let's go back to that. We all know, ever since the conception of this country, there has been a one rule of the white race ruling over, or the Anglo-Saxon race ruling over the country from conception. Native Americans, they had to be dealt with. The slaves that came in had to be dealt with. The Asian that came in had to be dealt with. They were called second-class citizens. So from the time of conception, from the time Columbus got off his Spanish boat and say, I claim this for the country of Spain, and this is who we are. And from the time the pilgrims from Plymouth Rock, land on Plymouth Rock, and they came here, there has been an ideology of exactly who is going to run this country. I want you to listen to what I'm saying, okay? So now, fast forward, zoom to the future, we're sitting in 2021. And we're still suffering from what has taken place from that ill-filled day of the so-called discovery of America. Today, I was on listening to a show. I was just listening. It's called The Midnight's Edge. And, I listened to it. They talk about film, and they happen to be, the topic today, or one of the big topics today, was talking about the guy that plays Cyborg. I think it's Mr. Wells, or I can't remember his name. He's an actor, Mr. Wells. And so he plays Cyborg, and he was talking about all the stuff that went on the set, right? And he was, of course, he was coming from a racial point of view, right? So he was like, there was stuff going on. I mean, I wasn't there, y'all wasn't there. So I can't say to exactly what happened to this man, right? But I chimed in and I said, hey, check this out. As to that, you could, like on YouTube, you give your little donations, you get to your super chats, you say what you say. So I said, hey, I hear you, y'all was saying it's not racism, whatever. And I said, hey, but you got to understand that unless you're a black person, you can't really say that there wasn't racism. You can't get into that person's mind. You can only get into the facts, but you can't get into the person's mind. Immediately when I said that, they just attacked. They just came out. They were like, "What you saying?" One of the guys that was one of the guests that was on there. He was from England, and I don't know. I don't know where he was from, but he jumped on there. Oh, what that dude said. Starfury said, "How dare he said that?" Blah blah blah. He he's stupid. Or he's racist for saying that. What do you mean? You can't. We can't understand what it is because we're not black. I was like, I just shook my head. I mean, they were hot. But again, I shook my head because I was wondering, this guy is English or Scottish, wherever he is, didn't had, first of all, he's not from America. But let's say he's not from America. He didn't had his culture brutalized, taken from his homeland, have families raped, pillaged, have wives raped, the men, his ancestors demoralized, his ancestors' kids taken away to be sold somewhere else, genitals cut off. He didn't have that. But specifically, he was upset because someone else told him and the rest of the panel that you got to understand, okay, it may have been racist, he made the dude maybe acting like a jerk. Cool, I get it, fine. But you can't sit there and tell me from your perspective that I don't know what I'm talking about when I say you cannot understand this man's point of view because you're not black. They were hot. So I was like, all right. And of course, people in the chat, as you're doing a live show, people in the chat was like, I saw one guy like Starfury, get the heck out of here. He didn't really curse, but he highlighted my name. So I gave another $5 and I was like, look, I understand, right? But yeah, okay, on the film set, when you're doing films, there's a certain way you got to act and all this stuff. But again, this is what I'm talking about. When you watch this film here, this film, Oh Brother Where Art Thou, right? It's a good film. It's really good. The music and everything was a good story. It's really, really good. The ending was But when you watch something like this is just a reminder. It's just a reminder of what is going on today. So again, why? Why do we allow, right, hate groups to be still exist in America? So I'm gonna for those on Instagram, again, if you want to jump in the conversation, just go to www.endracism.forever.org, click on the link, and we could discuss. But in the meantime, let me get to this point. I asked this question on my LinkedIn page under Starfury. If you go to LinkedIn, I got a professional page on there. So I told them, I said, hey, you want to jump on? This is our topic. And it was interesting. I was having a discussion with a stranger. I guess he's in my group. But it was very interesting. Let me read to you what he said, the reason why we still have hate groups. And he's white. He's white. I'm not going to say his name, but it was key. It was really, really good. All right, so I'm gonna read it to you right now. He said, we were going back and forth. Here he is right here. Go down. Give me 1 minute. Yeah, a little previous replies. Yeah, all right, here we go. So I was like, I've been having this conversation all week, and there he is right there. So I'll call him John. But so I said, hey, no one's really answering the question why we still got these hate groups, and we pretty much allow this to happen. I mean, we throw money at it, we protest about it, we go out and we have forums like this. We got other people starting up groups, nonprofits, we got all this stuff, we got the George Floyd trial going on, but no one is coming out to say, you know what, y'all need to go. So let me read you what this guy said. So I said, yeah, I agreed and all of that. And so he said, he's talking about the KKK organization specifically, or hate groups. He said they self-generate like cancer. Until ignorance is removed, all that goes with it, mistrust, fear, and racism will never be eradicated. The two best cures for ignorance are education and travel. My 2 cents. And I said, I agree, sir. But I said, it's odd, no one will answer my question. Why do these hate groups still exist in America? Why do we allow these groups to exist? Can anyone answer the question? This is what he said. He said, because if you keep people fearful, then they will want protection. If a political group assures them that they and only they can protect them, then the political group stays in power. Conversely, if the fearful group is educated, they are no longer fearful, mistrusting, or racist, and the controlling political group loses its control and therefore its power. To answer your question, why do hate groups exist? Because there is a powerful political group that wants and needs racism to exist so they can stay in power. Not a pretty answer, but it's the truth. I want to read to you again? I mean, so pretty much what he's saying is it's a political thing. It's politics. Because we got a system that is set up saying about like the Bill of Rights, the civil rights and all this stuff, the NAACP and all these people. But at the end of the day, the reason why the KKK and all these other hate groups and white supremacists and all these groups exist is because we want to keep one group of people in control and the other group of persons subjugated. Let that sink in for a minute. Let it sink in. Is it true? Is it true? I think it is. I mean, I know it is. I know it is. You know, look at right now what's going on right now in Georgia. Look at the voting laws that's reverted back. Who thought that we will be living the way we are today? Who thought that we will be living the way we are today? Hey, Paul, what's up? Welcome to the show. Who thought we'd be living like we are today? You're looking at Georgia that's reverting back into the old ways of the race, the before the Civil Rights Act. Who thought we'd be living like that today? I never ever in my life being 48, we're gonna be 48 this year, that I will be, as a kid, I will be living to see this day again. Now, I want y'all to understand this, though. I really want y'all to understand what I'm talking about. So let me go here, and then I'm gonna just, we got someone in the group. Again, we got Instagram going. Thank you for y'all for being here. If you have time and if you really have the willpower and the courage, I want you to do this. Go to two different links. Go to the Census Bureau. Back in the day, I think they still got it. They got the clock or actually go to 3 places. One, go to the Census Bureau. They got a clock that's that shows you. It's pretty interesting. The population of people being born and people being killed, and I think it's within a minute. When it was first launched years ago, it was supposed to be within a couple seconds, but now when I visited last year, it was like in a couple of minutes. I don't even know if it's still there, but it's interesting because it gives you a real time of people that's being born and people that are dying across the world, not just in America. Go to that website and take a look at that for a minute and get your perspective on how much people on the planet and in America. And then what I want you to do is the second place I want you to go to is oh man, I lost it. But anyway, it will come back to me. The second place I want you to go to is the Southern Poverty Law Center. The Southern Poverty Law Center, I want you to go on there. If you've never been there before, you should go. Just for your education. And I want you to click on, it's called hate map. Is it the hate map? Yeah. And there's a map that pops up. It's in red. If those who are on Zoom could see it. And it pops up and it shows you all the dots of where all the hate groups are located in America. And it goes from Alaska all the way to Hawaii. And all you got to do is take your mouse, scroll over the state, and click on the dot. And you can see, as in 20, it says here on the Southern Poverty Law Center, there's in 2020, we tracked 838 hate groups across the US.